Everybody.
Good.
Byron, over the last couple of years, you guys on offense have averaged around 30 points per game, 2019, 2020, 2021. There's a lot of new pieces, rookies in the lineup, guys that retired, the Pro Bowlers, you got a Pro Bowl center that's out. But you're averaging about 20 points per game, or a little bit more maybe. Is there a sense of frustration that you guys can't hit these 30-point games like you have in the past because you've become accustomed?
Not so used to it. Nah, not really. We're trying to win games. We know where we're at. Ultimately, we want to be playing our best football at the end of the year. Numbers, I always tell you guys, I say it again, we'll count them up at the end. We'll count them up at the end and see where we're at from a number standpoint. But right now, we know what situation we're in. We're trying to do the right things to win football games. That's really our focus. Our focus never been really, hey, we're trying to score every time, but our focus is not like on numbers. It's on trying to score. One percentage I know that's 100% correct. You score more points than the other team, you win. So that's my focus as an offensive coach, as an offensive play caller. That's what I'm always thinking of.
Brady, you had 3 years with Coach Tomlin in Pittsburgh. And
Yes.
So ask you if you've ever, especially a defensive-minded coach, gone up against a coach or coached against a coach that you spent that much time with and you know that well.
Not really. Mike T is a unique, special guy, man. That's all you can really say. I learned so much from him. I can't have more respect for the coach and the human being than I have for a coach or a player or really a person. He's that unique. It was enjoyable to play for him. It's motivational to play for him. I know you guys see the interviews and that's really him. The guys that know him around here, that's really him. He's a special guy. Taught me a lot. I catch myself saying some of his words sometime as I'm coaching. So that's how important of a piece he was for me. I just got so much respect for him as a coach. But the man, it's unique, man. It's unique to have played for Mike T. I'm happy that I've done that because it was a unique experience for me, and I learned a lot from that.
What's the biggest lesson that he imparted on you as a coach now?
It's not no individual lesson because you get it every day. You get what you see on TV every day. And as a locker room, as a player, that's what you want. You want people like that leading you. And he's a unique man. He's a unique football coach. It's no surprise that he's had that much success. I've seen him work. I've seen him when times are good come to work and how he react. I've seen him when times wasn't so good come to work, how they react. So I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from how to handle yourself in certain situations. I wish I can articulate myself the way that he do. I'm failing at that.
Byron, it might not have been the plan, right? But you're getting a lot of production from rookies. You're playing a lot of rookies, right? Because so many injuries, guys not here. But whether it's Cade Otton or Cole Keefe or Rashad White, where do you see these guys? How much have they contributed already, and how good do you think they're going to be as the season progresses? How much more will they do?
I think they're all getting better. You know, they're all getting better because they're getting live game reps. Cole and Cade is, man, I mean, right? You know, that's a tough position. Tight end rookies, they don't come in. I don't care where they was drafted at, what round. They normally don't come in and play as much as these two playing. But you can trust it. You can trust them early in the year. I trust those guys that they're going to go out there and do the right thing. And that says more than anything from a production standpoint, from their standpoint. I trust that they can be in the huddle and do the right thing. And I think the more reps that Rashad get, you'll see his skill set show more and more. But these guys earned it. They earned it. We didn't give them anything. Them guys got an opportunity to prove themselves. They done that, and we look forward to them to continuously keep getting better.
Byron, every team deals with injuries, we know that. But as you study that Steelers defense and what you have to go up against, how different are they without Watt on the field?
Anytime that caliber of player's not on the grass, it's different, right? Obviously, as a competitor, you always want to go against the best, but he's a unique player. He's one of the best in the world, right? He's one of the best in the world. What I love about him is that he make timely plays. It's not just plays, it's timely plays. When you cut the tape on, whenever they need a play, he finds a way to make a play, and that's a unique thing. That's a unique thing for players because a lot of people can make a play here and there. He makes them on time, and that's a unique thing, and that's what makes players like him unique and special.
Brady has had some inconsistencies in short yardage in these first 5 games, but Rashad went 3 for 3 on 3rd and 1 on Sunday. So if there's something you'd point to, whether it's decisiveness or what you saw, and how much that helps moving forward.
Now, we just got to do a better job. We just got to do a better job of understanding the situation from an awareness standpoint. We're getting what we want just throughout the year. I just think of all those situations. I think we put it on the ground twice. That's just bad. You got to be able to convert, especially those 4th and 1s from an offensive coach who the head coach tells, hey, it gives you that, trusting you to 4th and 1 that you'll find a way to get it. And we came up short a few times this year. So that's really the disappointing part of it. We'll correct everything from a schematic standpoint to make sure we're always right. But that's kind of disappointing because we're in a good spot in those downs, and we found the ways not to execute and not to get that job done. So that's something that we look forward to being better at.
Fourth and shorts. Is Tom Brady not wanting to run sneaks any longer?
Say that again?
Is Tom Brady not wanting to run sneaks any longer on 4th and shorts?
That really had nothing to do with Tom. That has something to do with how we feel and what we think we need to do moving forward in those situations.
Looking at your offensive numbers, your passing game is one of the best in the league. You're not turning the ball over, not an excessive number of penalties. The one thing that's different is, as he was saying before, the scoring is down. From understanding that winning is the most important thing to you. Is there a discrepancy from last year to this year in terms of what you're doing to get points on the board, basically?
Now, I just think it's a different team. It's a really different team when you really look at it. It's a lot of different people in that huddle that was there in the past. But all the other things that you're saying, I think we're doing well. I think we're close to playing really good football. Now, if that means that we're scoring a lot of points like we've done in the past, we'll see. That's why I said we'll add them up at the end. But I think we're close. Man, I just feel as though we're close. Just the more we can get everybody out there. I just want us to be out there because we're always trying to score. But I think we're doing a lot of things at a high level that statistically no one's looking at. But I think we're protecting the football. I think we're getting better on 3rd down. Obviously, we got to play better in the red zone. Those are all things that as you go throughout a year, you're fine-tuning anyway, right? We're just trying to keep fine-tuning, find ways to win, and just make sure at the end of the year we're playing as good as football as we can play. But we want to get there early. We understand some things we haven't produced like we have in the past, but we're just trying to win football games. If we can continue to win football games, I believe that stuff will come with the work that the guys put in. The more time that we spend together as this group, the more we can communicate and be in situations where something don't go right, and then we can talk about it, and we all can grow from it. So I think that's where we're at as an offense. But I do believe that we're close, but that means nothing. Close and getting it done is a long way away. So we'll see. We'll keep working. But I love this group. I love where we're at.
How much is the offensive line, specifically the young guys like Hainsey and Luke, what are you seeing? Are they improving, and does that allow you as a play caller to do a little bit more?
Yeah, I think what helps us most is the situations they were in early in the year, right? You open up the year in Cowboy Stadium, loud as it can get, toughest situation you can get. You come up the next week, you go into New Orleans as the toughest situation as you get. Those guys opened the year off with 2 weeks where they couldn't hear each other. It was all nonverbal communication, and the job that they've done in those situations was beautiful to watch them operate. But did they play perfect? No. But they played well enough for us to win them football games. And I think those moments, those times that we had together early is going to help us as we get throughout this year, as we get going throughout this year. I think as a whole, we'll begin to start play better. I'm just waiting for it to happen, and I'm excited for where we're at, the way we practice, the way we go about our work every day. I'm extremely excited about that.
Byron, I know you're focused on the Steelers' defense, but they're starting a rookie quarterback, and you've been there before. What's the toughest part of that deal, the biggest challenge when You're coming from college and you're making your debut as a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, this is as hard a job as you can be in, right? We're talking about the hardest position in sports. It's hard, but, I mean, I evaluated him. He can play. He can really play. So, I mean, that's just part of being in this league. At some point, you got to be a rookie. At some point, Tom was a rookie. Some point, Blaine, Kyle, everybody that played this position going to be a rookie. That don't mean you can't have success. So a lot of rookies come in and have a lot of success. So, and this kid, just from an evaluation standpoint, looked pretty good on tape to me. So
What'd you like about it?
everything. I just think he can really play.
What makes,
A couple more questions, please.
what makes Todd Bowles such a challenging coordinator to go against for some of these young quarterbacks? I'm sorry, he calls the defensive play calling, but what makes him so challenging to go against?
It's tough to say from me not going through it through Todd, but Todd's so multiple, right? Todd's multiple. Todd's a smart human being. He understands football. So he's always going to be sound from a defensive standpoint. So that's the things that make Todd exceptional, just having the ability to be multiple, be sound at what you do, and have the awareness and the wherewithal to be able to teach all the things so the defense can get it. So he's an exceptional coach. He's just an exceptional at what he does.
Byron, how does Tom, 23 years in, right, and here he is, you just mentioned all the new pieces, and he wants to win everyone, it's the Super Bowl, that's what we're doing here. How is he, with the patience of that, with knowing that those guys can't possibly know what he knows, and trusting them, because he said, I don't trust them, don't put them on the field, or if you do, I'm not throwing them the ball. There is that. So how has he been in this instance?
I think he's been great. He's 45 though, right? We lose patience. I lose patience at 42, right? So he lose patience sometime, but that's part of it. That's what we got. He understands that though. That's the amazing thing about Tom. I tell you guys all the time, when you really see him upset, most of the time is at himself. That's the thing that people don't understand. He's a football junkie. He knows all the nuances of football. He knows how every situation is going to be. He's been in these situations before where he's played with people that may have been younger around him. So he understands everything about the game, so that always gives us an opportunity. So it's nothing's new to him. He understands and been through everything.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Hello, how you guys doing?
I was just asking Byron about, you've been in so many situations with so many different players, right, new players, but this is one where you've got a lot of rookies in big roles, whether it's injuries, whether it's whatever, it's Cade, it's Rashad, it's those guys.
Yep.
So what is it like for you to, to try to keep that patience and also, be productive and understand they may not be where they're gonna be in 6 weeks?
I think it's always tough to put too much on the rookies. It's just a lot to. I just remember when I was a rookie, it was a very challenging time. You just don't have the experience to kind of make all the right decisions. So when you play with veteran players, there's a degree of confidence you have just because even though you may have not have talked about something, they'll still do it basically the way that you want it. It may not be exactly right, but pretty close. Rookies, it's hard. There's a huge learning curve. So it's just important, and Byron does a great job of making sure when they are in there, they're doing things that we're all confident in them doing, and not putting people in positions to not do well. So, you got to do the best you could do. Every team has young players. Every team has veteran players. Every team has guys who haven't played much. So it's what everyone deals with. You just got to do the best you could do. You'd wish that you'd have a veteran group that could play every play for 16 weeks, 17 weeks, but not the reality. So the guys we have in there are doing a good job. We're going to keep pushing and keep trying to keep the pressure on everybody to try to make us a better football team.
Tom, you're all about winning rather than stats, but you guys have scored an awful lot of points over the last 2 years, averaging around 30 points per game. And a couple weeks ago, you were running down the list of all the new players that you have, and it kind of speaks to Rick's question about having the patience with all of these younger players. But is there a level of frustration sometimes for you that is not as prolific on offense as it has been over the last 2 years to start the season as you're going through some growing pains collectively?
I think there's always a degree of frustration in football, period. So, you want it to go right all the time. It doesn't do that. So they're really good on the other side of the ball. They're forcing you to do things you're not so good at. So we're trying to win the game and we're trying to improve. And, it's not always going to be your best quarter of football every single time out. So you just got to have patience and you got to do your best to stay focused and try to execute as well as you can based on the circumstances.
Tom, these AFC teams are probably the programs you know best for your career. You've gone up against a lot of Pittsburgh teams.
Yep.
What do you expect from a Mike Tomlin defense?
He's just very good, very sound. He's a great coach. He's been a great coach since he's, got into the league. These guys always play hard. They've got some great players, always have. It's a great fan base, great stadium, tough place to play. So it's a big challenge for us. They didn't play the way they were capable of at Buffalo. I'm sure they'll be ready to go. I know they have some injuries they're dealing with. We're dealing with some injuries. So, we got to put a lot into it, and we got to go out there and do our best.
We already talked to you about the Grady Jarrett call, and you said, hey, I don't throw the flags, but something like that happened again on Monday night, and
Yeah.
I know you're all about competition too, so how does the league find that happy medium between protecting you guys and at the same time still ensuring that, there's competition on the other side of the ball?
What's the question?
Just how the league can find a medium between protecting you guys as quarterbacks and at the same time, you still get a competitive product, with guys on defense. You still allow them to be able to do some of the things they need to do.
For sure, yeah. I mean, no one wants any missed calls, or I think that's just, you don't want to miss pass interference call. You don't want to miss holding call. You don't want to miss illegal contact call. They don't want to call on them. It's just, I don't know, we're trying to eliminate every missed penalty. Is that what every batter wants, every strike called perfectly? And, I don't know how you do that, so.
And also from a safety standpoint, it seems like for instance with Jones, he put his body weight on Derek Carr. That's not a new rule or anything, but we see a lot more of that being enforced.
I think there's tough rules, there's tough calls, it's tough enforcement, it's tough for the players, tough for everyone. I think the game's changed. I alluded to that earlier, in the year. There's a lot of things that I see that are probably pretty challenging to officiate. They're probably challenging to play defense with. I don't have all the answers to all those, I don't think the referees are robots. I don't think they're trying to get it wrong. I don't think they're always going to get it right. I feel bad for a guy when they get called something that probably shouldn't be that way, and sometimes you just got to shake it off. I've lost Super Bowls because I thought they missed a call, So, I don't know, you go, all right, well, you're going to get some, you're going to not get some. And you hope they don't come up, but they come up. It's sports. So the fact that everyone wants to talk about it like it's something new, it's always been like that. So you just do the best you could do. You try to keep it in your hands the best way you can. And if you get an unfortunate thing that happens, it's unfortunate. It really is. And I don't think anyone's trying to scheme anyone out of that, or it's just the way sports are. I miss throws, refs miss calls, but we try to do the best we can do. And when they don't go your way, you just complain to the refs like I do. So.
Tom, this season's still relatively young, but we get the pervading sense when you talk to guys in the locker room that this team hasn't played its best football yet, or that points get left out there. How close do you think this offense is to being where you want to be?
I think we're just going to work at it every day and, get to be as good as we can possibly be. I think that, what we can be, and compared to other years where I've been here, I don't think that's really what a goal is. I think we got to maximize our potential. And there's a different team, different group of guys. I don't think any of us have played to the level that we're capable of. And, we're going to keep pushing at it and try to put a little pressure on each other to bring the best out of us.
Tom, Robert Hinckley said he's starting to see the field the way you see it. Can you just talk about that relationship between the two of you and how he's progressed in the first 6 weeks?
I like his confidence. I see it pretty good. That's one of my strengths. So he might need a little humble pie is what he needs, if that's what he's. I know. No, he's doing a great job. Yeah, he's doing a great job. I love him being in there, and he's really stepped into a tough position to play, and proud of him for his effort and his commitment, and he's means a lot to him. I think everyone feels that from him, like how much he cares about what he's doing, and that's important when you're with a group of guys that are, there's a lot, we all put a lot into it, and you want to see young players especially, guys like that really accept the responsibility that comes with being a starter, then that really important position on the team, like center, and just really really proud of what he's accomplished thus far.
Tom, is there any significance to the shirt that you're wearing today with Chris Godwin, or did you
Nope, I
throw
just
it
as in my
out?
luck. It's warm. It was raining out there. I looked for the heavy little cut. Yeah, it was clean, so it's a good shirt.
I mean, they wear plenty of shirts with your face on them too.
I know they always do. I love anything for those guys. I'll do anything.
Tom, it's important to ask, in this locker room, post-football, who will be the best pickleball player?
Let's see. Mike would be really good with that length, power. The good players, it's really a finesse sport, So not a lot of finesse guys in the locker room. We got like a bunch of bulldogs in there. So I'd say Mike. Yeah, Mike. Gronk would be really good too, but he's not in there. So
Can you play? Are you good?
I'm all right. For a 45-year-old that's, average athleticism, I'm decent. So.
Can you just talk about what you've seen on tape so far from Pittsburgh? What kind of challenges they present? You talked about Tomlin and the way he prepares his guys, but the players actually on the team, what have you seen out of them so far?
They're very good. They're very sound. It's a hard-nosed team. I played the Steelers a lot. They very physical style of ball. Cam Hayward's one of the great players I've ever played against. Miles Jack, Devin Bush, really good group of linebackers. Got some good pass rushers. So secondary, they're a little banged up. We're just trying to figure out who's going to play. But I think Minka's a phenomenal player. Edmonds is a really good player. So they're going to challenge us. They're going to be sound. They're going to be in the right position, and they're going to make us earn it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.